major part of that rebuilding process, and it is very much to be welcomed.
Thank you. I now call on Deputy Anne Ferris.
Thank you. I am very pleased to be speaking on this topic, the effects of which will go some way to alleviating the damage wrought by the previous government. The promissory notes were a millstone around the neck of the state. They weighed us down. The deal achieved by the Taoiseach Taoiseach Ministers for Finance and Public Expenditure are hugely significant. I must commend their work and the work that cross-departmental officials, ambassadors and diplomats carried out on behalf of this state. The end result is the lightening of the overall debt load. While it is not the full answer to our current economic difficulties, it is most certainly a vital part. The prom notes were a legacy from an incompetent Fianna Fáil government that couldn't manage the economy. The bailout given to the banks at that time was wholeheartedly supported by Sinn Féin, with Deputy Pierce Doherty saying in the Shannon at that time, "We appreciate the move by the government today and remind ourselves it is a bailout by taxpayers for the banks." He also said, "I intend to support this bill as my party colleagues did in the Dáil when the vote was taken there in the early hours this morning. We do this because the bill is in the national interest." Now, Cathaoirleach, this government is cleaning up the mess that was left behind by the previous economically illiterate Fianna Fáil government and its Sinn Féin cheerleaders. So to say that I am disheartened with listening to the bile from certain members of the opposition on how the prom note deal is a bad deal is an understatement. The outline of this deal is worth looking at in detail so the benefits can be put forward. Firstly, I very much welcome the fact that Anglo-Irish Bank and Irish Nationwide are no more. The Anglo name and those senior members involved with it have been a bane on Irish society for too many years. The decision to abolish the name and wipe it off the map is in itself not insignificant. The immediate payment of €3.1 billion that was originally due this March to meet a prom note schedule will not now happen. Instead, this and all other scheduled payments have been replaced with a series of long-term government bonds with an average length of 34 years in comparison to the average of 7 to 8 years that had been in place. The transaction, as others have said, is akin to replacing a short-term loan with both interest and capital repayments with a long-term interest-only mortgage. We have in effect transferred over 40% of legacy banking debt into very long-term debt and significantly reduced the cost of financing this debt. Our borrowing requirement will be reduced by €20 billion over the next 10 years. The wider beneficial effects of this have already been felt internationally. Yields on Irish bonds have fallen to their lowest level in more than 7 years. The rating agency Standard & Poor revised its outlook on Ireland from negative to stable. This leaves only Moody's as the remaining agency to reassess its outlook. This will benefit then Irish families now and into the future. A much less burdensome debt allows for a much greater sustainability, and our economic sovereignty is further ensured. This deal then is hugely significant. However, it is, as I said, not the full answer to our economic problems. We do have a way to go. Times are difficult, people are struggling. I am aware of that, and I know that more needs to be done. However, I believe we are on the path to recovery. Every step we take gets us that bit closer to owning our economic sovereignty and ensuring growth and jobs. That is the overriding purpose of this government, a healthy economy that fosters jobs growth. I recommend then the work that was carried out to achieve this goal, but I caution that more needs to be done and we must continue to put the nose to the grindstone. Thank you, Cathaoirleach.
Thank you very much. I now call on Deputy Sean Kenny with 4 minutes.
Thank you, Cathaoirleach.